Being a Longhorn is opportunity, pride, achievement, community, safety. Being a Longhorn is a choice to become a hero, to lead, to thrive in any setting. Being a Longhorn means immersing yourself in fine arts, learning at your own pace in Montessori, starting your path to college in elementary, earning a college degree in high school. The pride of being a Longhorn lives on long after graduation. Educate, empower, inspire.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so very much for joining us for our second Digital Parent University of this particular school year. This one is titled Engage You. So we have a lot of different areas of support that we're going to talk to you a little bit about tonight. We have so many panelists and presenters this evening. It's a full house. Literally, it's a full house. We are so happy and honored that you joined us tonight. And I want to introduce myself as Miss Alicia Davis. I am the Director of Family and Community Engagement for Cedar Hill ISD. I have the privilege tonight not only to moderate and host, but I actually get to talk to you all a little bit. I have my own slide, which is not normal. I usually just host. So I'm excited to share a little bit with you what I do that allows for some support for our scholars and our families. Now, I want to bring your attention to some upcoming events. I am not sure if you are aware, but we are going to be implementing a Youth Truth Survey. This is going to be a survey that is going to be issued out in the classroom. So all scholars 3rd through 12th grade will participate in this survey. And it should take about perhaps 30 minutes to complete the survey. All scholars will complete the survey on their Chromebooks. They have from, again, November 1st to November 19th to complete that survey. In addition to the student survey, there's going to be a family survey. So it'll be open also between November 1st and 19th. It is going to be a little bit shorter. It'll probably take about 15 minutes to complete, and we are going to issue that out to every household in the district. Only one person per household is asked to complete the survey. If you complete it for your whole family, then you are good to go. But if multiple people in the same family complete it, that's okay. But we only need it based on one survey per household. Also, we're excited to let you know that we are going to be launching some Celebrate STEM activities November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We're really excited about that. As you can see, Celebrate is spelled S-E-L-abrate, and you know what S-E-L is. That is social and emotional learning, as well as science, technology, engineering, and math. So we're going to have some awesome vendors that are going to come out. We're going to kick it off at the tailgate at the Bessie Coleman versus Permitter game on November the 1st. So we're going to have a good time out on the at that game. And so please participate in those activities. Now that's what we're going to be doing on the 1st, and that's going to be kind of geared towards our secondary scholars. For our elementary families, we will be doing some activities at the STEM Center, our Dr. Peggy M. Wilson STEM Center, which is the same location of our Cedar Hill Collegiate Academy and High School, 1515 West Beltline Road, I believe is the address. So be on the lookout for information for those events. On November the 8th, we will host our second in-person Trustees Connection session. We had our first one last Thursday. These are all in person this particular school year, and they are in conjunction with our Cedar Hill Public Improvement District meetings. So the next one is at Grady Lamb Police Building. It's going to be at 7 o'clock on Monday, November 8th. And the day after that is going to be our next Digital Parent University. We heard you. You know that we surveyed you earlier in the school year, and we wanted to hear from you. What do you want your Digital Parent Universities to be about? We did the first one about that was geared towards some of your feedback, and this one as well is geared towards some of your feedback. And the one in November is geared towards your feedback. So we are excited to actually put into place the digital parent universities on the subjects in which you want to hear. If you have any suggestions about any future digital parent universities, you can email face@chisd.net. Now, here again, we have such a class act of presenters and panelists this evening, and not just from our district. We have guests. So I'm going to introduce Dr. Courtney Jackson. She is our Executive Director of Counseling Services. She has been on a couple of these particular digital parent universities. We have Dr. Norbert Whitaker. He is our new Executive Director of Student Services. So this is his first time, so we want to welcome him to our Digital Parent University series. We have Ms. LaShonda Henderson. She is our Social and Emotional Learning Specialist for the district. I believe this is also her first Digital Parent University, and welcome you to this position. We have Ms. Lindsay Davis. She is our Title I Parent and Community Liaison at Bray Elementary School, in addition to the Special Education Inclusion Teacher at that campus. This is her second Digital Parent University. Okay, and our guests, we have Ms. Kertisha Taylor. She is the clinical coordinator for Communities in Schools, which is an organization that you are going to hear a lot about tonight. We have Ms. Denisha Williams. She is our president of our Council of PTAs. So you will hear a lot about how you can participate in the Parent Teacher Association. We have, of course, Mr. John Mays. He is the president of our Cedar Hill All Pro Dads. You know APD when you see it, and he is here to talk to you about that. And we have also Miss LaToya Boulware. She is the Chief Programs Officer for Cedar Hill Action Team, or also known as CHAT. She's actually participating in another one of these, not a digital parent university, but it was a family resource fair. So welcome all of you, and I am so excited to get this started. And I am going to start off by handing it over to Dr. Courtney Jackson. She's going to talk to you about counseling services, and then we'll hand it over to Ms. Henderson, who will talk to you about SEL.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Davis, and good evening to you all. We are so happy that you have joined us for our October DPU. I will not be before you long. Our counselors send frequent communication pieces to you every month through their campus newsletters. So I know that you're aware of what it is that our counselors do, but I did want to spend a little bit of time reminding you how you can access the services provided to you through our counseling services. So what is a counselor? Our school counselors, their program is meant to be comprehensive in scope. And when I say comprehensive, that means that they are meeting our scholars' needs in the 3 learning domains, which is the academic, the social emotional, and then also the college career ready domain. So through our program, there are 4 components in which our counselors operate and serve you, and we'll go over them very quickly because we have a ton of amazing presenters who have great information to provide, and our information is always available to you on our website. So the first domain is just our core curriculum domain. Our counselors have lessons that they give every scholar every year as prescribed by our state, and those are our core curriculum lessons. They go in through the classroom. So throughout the year, your scholar will have a guidance lesson in the following topics: college and career, goal setting, bully prevention, drug prevention, suicide awareness, teen dating violence for our secondary scholars, a wellness lesson, and then others that are identified based on the campus needs assessment. And in those lessons, we have a set curriculum that is age appropriate to ensure we're meeting the kids at their age appropriate level. And then the other domain is the individual student planning component. And that's when our counselors work with our scholars in their course requests, their CCMR needs, their academic needs, helping them to set goals and to track their goals. All of that is done in our individual student planning process. That's also part of the time that we spend in transition planning with our scholars, which will be coming up here very quickly in December. And then the responsive services component is what you typically and traditionally know as counseling. That's our individual counseling that we do with those students that are identified to have individual needs, and they meet weekly or monthly with our counselors. And then small groups. We also offer small groups to meet our students' needs that have similar needs, and we create groups around that, and we meet with those groups regularly also. And also under the responsive services component is our crisis intervention and supports that we offer for our scholars who have trauma around a specific event. And then our indirect services is all the things that we do with you, with the stakeholders, with the adults that impact the lives of our scholars in order to make sure that they have what they need in order to be successful. So it's the consultation with you as the parents, it's the consultation we do with our teachers. It's when we're doing the referrals to the outside agencies to ensure that you have what they need to be successful. So all of that is included in our indirect services. And then other supports that are specific to you as our parents, we do student wellness consultation. If you check our website, which I will reference here in a moment, we have a request for counseling services form where you can request to see your counselor for a consultation on better ways to support your scholar, for outside agency referrals that we have partnered with to support you as well. And then, of course, as I mentioned, the referrals to the outside agencies. We have partnered with a number of community agencies that are currently offering free supports to our families, not only for the scholar, but they also do family counseling and counseling on a number of topics. So if you are interested in any of that, please reference our website or call your campus counselor, or you can also call me. And then just being the conduit to the resources that are offered to you. So some of the resources you can access immediately if you visit our counseling services webpage on our website. Under the student wellness tab, we have a list of outside agencies that are available for you, literature on how to better support your students in a number of topics. So please visit with us. If you have any additional needs, please feel free to reach out. On our webpage, we have the contact information for every one of our campus counselors if you are not familiar with your campus counselor. At this time, I want to turn it over to Ms. LaShonda Henderson, our SEL specialist, to tell you more about our district-wide SEL programming.
Good evening, everyone. So happy to be here to share information with you about our SEL program that we're offering for scholars. So what is SEL? SEL is social and emotional learning. It's the process through which young people and adults acquire and apply the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to develop healthy identities, to manage emotions, and achieve personal and collective goals, to feel and show empathy for others, to establish and maintain supportive relationships, and make responsible and caring decisions. And I'm sure as you heard that, you were thinking, this is what is needed in such a time as this. So this is what we're offering for not just our scholars, but the adults that serve our scholars. So why is SEL needed today? Well, it's the foundation to help us succeed, help students, scholars, as well as adults succeed in the tough challenges that we're facing today and those that we'll be facing tomorrow. It's not just for immediate problems, but it's to make you a better person. And also we're in a digital world. And the digital world tends to separate us from that face-to-face interaction. And the pandemic certainly prevents us from that face-to-face interaction. But the SEL strategies, the SEL plan is essential, and it allows us to interact effectively, to make and deepen relationships with others. SEL is at the core of us knitting together our efforts to deal with those lines of division. So the services that are being provided to your scholars, as well as the adults that are servicing them. Our teachers are being very intentional about designating a specific time to implement an SEL activity daily, or they may choose to embed those activities and strategies in their actual content lessons. They understand that they are the first line of SEL for our scholars. So the teachers are very intentional about creating a culture in their classrooms that support them. But we also have a district platform that provides teachers with strategies, tools, and activities in the form of a big playbook where there's hundreds of choices that teachers can choose from that supports the specific needs of the scholars and allow them to be strengthened in their SEL areas. Panorama, this platform of strategies, activities, and skills, it is designed to build student specific SEL competencies. And those competencies are self awareness, self management, social awareness, relationships, and decision making. Panorama helps to create an environment where students can thrive, where educators and administrators use Panorama to build more positive, equitable, and supportive environments for student learning. Panorama develops teachers and staff SEL as well as their well being. Teachers and staff play a significant role in helping students develop strong social emotional skills. So we don't want to neglect providing SEL to the staff as well as the adults that service our scholars. And there are things that you can do at home that will also help to support their social and emotional learning at home. One, just being a good listener. Our kids have so much to say, and them feeling comfortable expressing and utilizing that voice is very critical. So, being a good listener is very important. Model the behavior that you seek from the scholar. Kids tend to do a lot of what we do and a little less of what we say. So, modeling is very, very important. Nurture your child's self esteem, make them feel super important and valued. Respect the differences that may be there in the home, making everyone feel that they have a safe space to abide. Take advantage of support services if there are special needs in the home, grief, divorce counseling, family therapy, whatever it is. Feel free, feel comfortable with taking advantage of support services. Dr. Jackson mentioned some earlier. And then remain involved, remain connected, find a way to stay involved with what's going on in the lives of those that you love. And we have a resource that we'll send out to you that will give you some more tools and strategies and ideas for how to continue to support your family and your scholar with SEL.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Jackson and Ms. Henderson. Now we have Ms. Curtisha Taylor. She is going to talk to you about Communities in Schools, which is a wonderful organization that we recently were able to partner with for this school year, and I think beyond. I think this is a partnership that's going to go beyond just this school year. So I'm excited to hear all about Communities in Schools and the supports that they offer you and your scholars. All right, Ms. Taylor.
Um, so let's talk a little bit about what Communities in Schools is. We are a nonprofit organization that was founded here in Dallas in 1985, and we service schools that are labeled as Title I schools. And one of the purposes of CIS is to surround students with a community of support while empowering them to stay in school and achieve in life. Our founder, Bill Milliken, stated that it's relationships, not programs, that change children. So a couple of the stats over last year, 2021 school year, we served a little over 8,000 students across multiple school districts outside of Cedar Hill. Like stated, this is our first year with this district, and we're so excited to add them to the CIS family. But about 88% of the students that we served did live in poverty. About 42% of those students lived in what we consider to be a single parent household. 62% of those students did read below grade level. 80% of those students were first generation college students. And then 46% of that population served did have some form of a behavior health or mental health condition. But one thing to keep in mind is that out of that 8,000 plus students that we served, 100% of them were identified to be on the at-risk list. So, some trends that we have been seeing in the students that we have been serving: food insecurity. We've been seeing homelessness. We have been seeing untreated anxiety and depression, along with some untreated PTSD following some form of exposure to a trauma. We also have been seeing drug use, and we also include like alcohol and tobacco use in that as well. We have been seeing inappropriate sexual activity, whether online, in person, things of that nature, and then also abandonment by a parent or guardian. So our work in schools on the campus, every campus is assigned a site coordinator, and they work with the students who have been identified as high needs or at risk based on academics, behavior, and attendance. And we use that data of that student to create an individualized support plan and intervention based plan to support that student. So we also leverage evidence, research, and relationships along with resources to drive results with each student that we service. So, what communities and schools offer? One thing, we offer what we call a six component plan. So, our first component is parents and family support. We provide services and activities that increase the participation of parents in their students' educational experience. The second thing we offer is educational enhancement. We provide support in all educational areas as needed to encourage student achievement and success in their school experience. The third thing that we offer is health and human services. These services promote and increase the physical, mental health, and hygiene, along with coordinating the delivery of social services such as medical, dental, school supplies, clothing. We also give away eyeglass vouchers, along with other basic needs. The fourth component that we focus on is supportive guidance. This is where we offer that one-on-one or group support for scholars, and we address those individualized needs that they may have. Areas of focus may include attendance, attitude and behavior, mentoring, peer mediation, along with violence prevention programs. We also focus on the college and career prep. Services planned and conducted to promote career awareness, college and application processes, along with helping them through the financial aid process and connecting them to other campus guidance support. And the last area of support that we offer is just cultural enrichment. This is services that we provide positive social, cultural, recreational, and interpersonal experiences to broaden and expand students' life understanding. These activities may include after school clubs, computer technology camps, field trips, multicultural programs, and social skills training. Our work beyond the school, we also address needs that happen in the communities that we service. We address basic needs, mental health needs, along with advocating for community members to link them with services. Through a strong network of support and partners, CIS is connecting kids to community resources such as food, housing, school supplies, healthcare, along with emotional support. One thing to keep in mind, we also support the mental health of our students in conjunction to the support that they are receiving on campuses. It is important that we do remember that early intervention is key. About half of all lifetime cases of mental illness begin by the age of 14, and 75% of all lifetime mental health cases start by the age of 24. So, one way that we support mental health is just through our clinical team, which I am a member of. We were formed in May 2019 to specifically address mental health issues in the schools that we serve. The primary purpose of the clinical team is to provide support to the program field staff in addressing clinical matters. Secondarily, we also support human resources department in helping develop and refine professional development for all staff. So we may provide trainings, we may um, do shadowing opportunities. And then also, this division supports schools and districts in developing protocols to address mental health needs via recommendations, referrals, and direct services if we are authorized. We do not provide therapy, we focus on emotional support and guidance. And how can your student get involved with CIS? One thing that you can do is contact your campus staff and ask about communities and schools and see if they are supporting your campus. You can also email us directly at clinical@cisdallas.org, or you can request a CIS check-in by clicking on the link that is mentioned here, and this will take you to a form where you can fill out and identify some areas of concern that you may have for your student, and we can follow up by checking in with them. And if you are not sure if we support your campus, you can visit cisdallas.org and you can visit the link Schools We Serve. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ms. Taylor. I also want to just touch on real quickly, if you are at all familiar with our website, if you do go to chisd.net, you will see under the Departments tab, Communities and Schools. That is an area where you will be able to request that check-in. And I think it's linked to our CHISD Counseling Services page as well. So if you click on Counseling Services or Communities and Schools, you will be able to see the information that she mentioned just now. Next, we have Dr. Norbert Whitaker. He, again, is our Executive Director of Student Services, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about what he has to offer.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I wanted to share some information with you as to the services that the Cedar Hill Student Services Department. We deal with a host of services for the district. The first thing is enrollment. Enrollment of all types. There are special circumstances, guardianship, limited power of attorney, foster children, as well as transfers, inter-district transfers or transfers from outside of the district, and intra-district transfers or district transfers from campus to campus within the district. With elementary campuses, we adhere to the 22-to-1 ratio adhered by the state. And we also help verify and investigate student residency issues as well. Attendance is big, especially during this pandemic. Number of students were virtual. Number of students may not have gone to school as much over the last year and a half, nearly 2 years now. With attendance, we adhere to the state and district policies regarding attendance, which includes truancy enforcement. And last but not to least, student management. We assist parents and guardians in schools with those unique behavior and academic needs that a student needs through social and emotional learning that Ms. Henderson, as well as Dr. Jackson, spoke of earlier. In addition to these services, we also deal with grievances and concerns that parents in the communities may have as it relates to their kiddos. Now, what is on the increase, I could tell you now, is homelessness due to a host of reasons. But with homelessness, under the McKinney-Vento Act, we are here to support parents and provide resources to parents in which can help them during these times that they may need. With homelessness, all you would have to do is contact my office or come into the office. The address is 504 East Lancaster, and you can talk to one of the staff in reference to homelessness. Bullying concerns, if you have bullying concerns, of course, initially bullying investigations are conducted on the campus, but if you had questions or concerns, you're more than welcome to contact me or come into the office. And as mentioned earlier, if you have some concerns, grievances, or complaints, you're more than welcome to contact me. My contact information is below. Dr. Norbert Whitaker, that email address is norbert.whitaker@chisd.net, and my direct contact number is 972-291-1581, extension 4232. Thank everyone for this opportunity, and I want to turn it back over to Ms. Davis.
Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. And I think the address is 504 East Beltline. But I'm pretty sure that's what it's at, the Lacey Enrollment Center. So that is where he's located. Oh my goodness. What does that say? It says CHISD face. Who is that? That's me. I am representing family and community engagement. So I am so happy to be able to kind of tell you guys a little bit more of what I do or what is done in this office, and in addition to the digital parent universities. So yes, one of the main things that if you all are frequent watchers of these digital parent universities, I'm pretty much a staple. I host them, and I provide a platform in order to get important information out to our families. So that's one of the things that I'm able to do in order to support families by getting them necessary information. Also, trustee connections. Those are those board advocacy meetings that we do in the community where you get information about what our board of trustees are doing in the district, how they are working towards our Lone Star governance and our student outcome goals. So they are the group that actually came up with the student outcome goals, and they're going to hold us to fulfilling those goals. So there's 5 different trustee connections that we're doing this school year. One we've already done last week. Another one is November the 8th. And then the other 3 are going to be in 2022. So be on the lookout for information on those. If you are in a neighborhood that is serviced by any of the public improvement districts, you are more than welcome to join in on those sessions. Community meetings. So that leads me to that. So even when we need to get information out just in general. So we could have something that has something to do with our school choice. It might have something to do with our high schools. It might have something to do with a specific audience. Those could be community meetings that we also host. Those could be done digitally. Those could also be done in person. So I assist with those as well. And I am, as a member of Family and Community Engagement, I'm also a part of the communications team. So getting out that vital, important information to you all is so essential to what we do in communications, and just making sure that you guys are fully aware of what services the district has to offer and what things that you really do need to be aware of. Volunteer management. I know a lot of parents want to get on the campuses in order to volunteer and be at the campuses to just maybe have lunch with their scholar. Hopefully we will, if we're not there yet, hopefully we will get to the point where that is something that we can do again. But if you are interested in that process, you can go to chisd.net/volunteer to become a district volunteer, submit for your background check, and then we can see how we can best serve you as far as your volunteer needs. Surveys. I mentioned at the start of this presentation that we have our upcoming survey, which is the Youth Truth Survey, but we do other surveys. We've done our community-based accountability survey, which most of you hopefully were a part of or gave us some sort of feedback in regards to that. We survey campuses, we survey staff, we survey for a lot of different reasons. We survey scholars. It just depends. So I'm oftentimes a part of that process. So I'm so sorry if you have survey fatigue. I'm not a part of all of them, so I can't be blamed for all of the surveys. But some of them I might have something to do with. So hopefully after November the 19th, we won't have very many surveys left, at least for this semester. Roundtable. So our superintendent is a person who wants to get out into the community and he wants to have conversations with people. So because of that, we have our pastor roundtable. That is a group of pastors that service Cedar Hill residents. So most of the churches either are in Cedar Hill or, again, they service people that live here. And so he meets with them on a regular basis in order to get information out to them and to for them to share information with us. Our pastor roundtable, they are behind the scenes doing a large amount of things for our scholars and our families, our teachers, things that you just might not be aware of. So I'm very much able to work with the pastors roundtable in order to provide things for our district. In addition to the pastors roundtables, there is the student roundtable, which is a group of student leaders that are in 10th through 12th grade. Actually, I'm plugging this. Tomorrow's the deadline. Hopefully, we are in the process of getting our 2021-2022 superintendent student roundtable students in place. So hopefully you all have, if you were interested, you filled out your applications and you are submitting them to me or submitting them to your counselor. And again, that's 10th, 11th, and 12th grade scholars. And we are so excited to start having these meetings again. And we just like to provide leadership opportunities as well as community service opportunities. Scholar and family support. You know, I actually have the privilege of working now with Dr. Whitaker regarding ways that I can, or the FACE office can, support our scholars who are most at risk or who have those needs. So for our homeless demographic of families, I'm able to work with him to provide them with different resources. And when it comes to also the pastor roundtable, they have a tendency to assist us financially. So we are able to provide gift cards oftentimes to scholars and families in need. And that's a process we're going to be starting with a program that we have coming up called Christmas Cedar Hill. So you will hear more information about that if you are a scholar who is on that list. Teacher support. I take in-kind donations, which in turn allow me to provide school supplies to families, to scholars, to anyone in this district who comes to the teacher supply warehouse when it is open. You are able to get school supplies, backpacks, school supply kits, different things for teachers, just a plethora of things that we have been afforded through a lot of generous donations. And that is also a way that I'm able to provide a needed support, especially if there is difficulty obtaining those types of things. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me again at face@chisd.net. Last but not least, Title I and Parent Liaison Compliance. What that is I support family engagement events at the campus level that are put on by our parent liaisons, and I assist in the compliance of Title I Part A grant. I say that to gear up for our next presenter. Her name is Ms. Lindsay Davis, no relation, but she is our parent liaison at Bray Elementary School, and she is going to talk to you next a little bit about what she does as a parent liaison. And each of our Title I campuses has a parent liaison, and we have 10 Title I campuses. The only campus that is not Title I is Collegiate Academy and High School. All right, Ms. Davis.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me. So like Miss Alicia Davis said, my name is Lindsay Davis, and I am the parent liaison at Bray Elementary. I'm also the special ed resource and inclusion teacher as well. So that's my main job, and parent liaison is my extra job. So I have been the parent liaison now for 2 years. I've learned a lot. I really enjoy interacting with our families. And so it's just been a really exciting opportunity for me. So as parent liaisons, our main focus is to just be a bridge between the school campus, the families, and our community partners. So we kind of serve as like the connecting piece between all of those areas, you know, helping each of them get in touch with and get connected with who they need in order to support our scholars and our families the best. So one of the things that we do a lot of is organizing or assisting with family engagement events and activities. So just about anything that goes on your scholars campus that involves families or family activities and events, I promise the parent liaison has some sort of involvement in that process, whether it's the whole thing or whether it's just providing support. Some of those examples might be academic nights. We just had a literacy night at Bray. Some others might be things like Grandparents' Day or Veterans Day, our annual Title I meeting. Anything that involves parents, we are working really hard to get those events and activities organized, just to get you guys connected with our campus. We also help connect our families with the volunteer opportunities through Volley. So Ms. Davis kind of already addressed that, and where you can go on the website to sign up to be a volunteer for the district and to get your background check. And so we just kind of help monitor that, as well as provide volunteer opportunities to our families. I know that with campuses being closed due to COVID, volunteer opportunities on campus might not be as frequent at the moment, but there are typically always things that can still be done, even if it's you helping out at home. So please continue to sign up to be a volunteer. And if you just don't know where to get started, reach out to your campus and just say, hey, connect me to the parent liaison, and they will direct you where to go. Another thing that we do is that we connect our families with the PTA, PTSA, and All Pro Dads organizations. We work really closely with them. We try to get our teachers involved with those organizations, but we also, if there's communication that needs to go out, if someone's looking to be connected and they don't know who to talk to, that's kind of our responsibility, is to make sure that we connect you guys. We also organize and maintain the Parent Resource Center. So typically in past years, the Parent Resource Center is an actual physical place on campus. We've had to get a little bit creative due to COVID. And so some campuses have like an online parent resource area on their website. Some campuses might just have in the front office, an area where you could pick up pamphlets or brochures or see flyers posted. We're really excited to also be getting started with our digital signage on campuses. And so as a parent liaison, I know on my campus, I'll be kind of assisting with the digital signage and making sure that resources or things that parents might need to know about are displayed there as well. So ultimately, our job is just to connect with everyone. And if you aren't sure how to become more involved on your scholars campus, if you aren't sure what the next step is or what to do, just call the school. The secretary is usually very busy. The principal's very busy. But if you just say, I want to be more involved, can you please connect me with our campus parent liaison? They will absolutely get you guys our information, our email, or even just send you down to our phones. And you can ask us your questions, and we will help you in any way that we can connect with teachers. I know that personally, not just as a special education teacher, but also as a parent liaison, I've sat in on a few parent conferences just to kind of assist as needed. So whatever you need, if it involves working with the campuses or trying to connect to your scholars campus, please reach out to us and we will be happy to help you get involved. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. Okay, up next, we have Ms. Denisha Williams. She is the Council of PTA's president, and she's going to talk to you about PTA.
Hello, everyone. I like to do stuff a little bit different. If you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, if you can in the chat or on Facebook, heart it up if you're a member of PTA. Just heart it up so we know y'all like paying attention and then fall asleep on us. All right. Now, another question is, and you can also heart it up or just say, I don't know. Do you know what PTA does on your campus? Oh, I'm seeing the hearts. Well, the reason I asked this question is I've been asking this question over the past few weeks, and I recognize that not all of our families, teachers, or administrators know what PTA is or how to PTA. And I am passionate about bringing awareness of what PTA is and how PTA serves as a significant role for our families and schools within our district. PTA, or PTSA, is the largest and oldest parent and advocacy organization in the nation, and also here in Texas. PTA was founded in 1897. So for 125 years, we have served as a relevant resource for our families and communities. Our mission is to support and advocate for our children by parenting and partnering with our teachers and our staff, our families, and the wider community to create a safe and healthy learning environment where our scholars can excel and feel confident in themselves. The Parent Teacher Association, or as you might have heard it on the secondary level, the Parent Teacher Student Association, is a partnership between the parents and educators who strive to enhance student learning and enrich the lives of the students within the school. It is also a forum for parents to obtain knowledge and voice their opinions about what is happening in the school or in their community. Today, the issues that affect our children extend beyond the individual schools. The PTA's nationwide network provides parents with the forum and tools to collectively influence the decisions that affect their child, not only at their schools, but through their districts, within the state, across the nation, and also in their homes. And that's what makes our mission so important. We are committed to helping every child reach his or her potential. Our PTA offers parent education programs for the health and well-being of children, programs designed to inspire creativity in the arts and environment, and continuing education opportunities for teachers and administrators. Why is PTA so valuable? Because PTA offers all parents and caregivers the opportunity to engage in their child's potential. Being a member of PTA means that you are a part of a powerful association and action plan that is focused on programs and incentives that strengthen your child's education and the family-school relationship. Many of the benefits our children receive today, such as the universal kindergarten, the national school lunch program, and a juvenile justice system, were all accomplished by the PTA mission. Why we PTA? It used to be why I joined PTA, but over the years we have evolved, and now we PTA. PTA is no longer a noun, it is a verb. Like I said, it's an action plan. We provide opportunities to meet with others who have the same interests as you. By sharing common concerns, you'll feel more empowered. Being part of the Cedar Hills PTAs connects families and provides the opportunity to serve, volunteer, and to contribute to the welfare of your child. However, you PTA is all an investment in your child's future. PTA to support your child's teacher and curriculum. PTA to advocate on the issues impacting your child or the school. PTA to talk about the different changes happening on your local, state, and national levels. PTA to build a stronger and more diverse and inclusive school community. There's no wrong way to PTA. We invite every family to participate because we can do more together than apart. So there are different ways that you can PTA. One, we want to invite you to join PTA on your school's campus because increasing their membership by even one makes it possible to provide important educational resources. You can speak up on important issues and create stronger school community. Again, there is no wrong way to get involved. You can also do donations. You can also volunteer. We already discussed about the volunteer opportunities. And sometimes you don't have to volunteer all of your time. That is usually your fear about being part of PTA. You can pick an event that you want to, that you're passionate about, and give your time. Other ways are just showing up, being a participant. Our PTAs host several events on their campuses every semester, and we love to have you as parents to come out to support, even if it's just to sit for 30 minutes. We would love for you to come out and support those PTAs. Again, there's no wrong way to get involved. Anything you give, whether it's time or money, it supports your child's potential.
That's me. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Williams. Next up, we have Cedar Hill All Pro Dads presentation by Mr. John Mays, the president.
Well, good evening, parents. First of all, I want to say it is a privilege to be on this panel. Alicia, thank you so much for the opportunity. There are so many great services that the district and the parent groups provide, and I'm really just honored to be here. So Cedar Hill All Pro Dads is a fraternity of dads and dad-like figures that partner with our school district and our community to strengthen that bond that a father has with his son or daughter. And we do this in many ways. I heard the word relationship several times, and that's the core of what we do. So first of all, we have a dad-to-dad relationship. We rarely work directly with the kids. What our primary target is that dad who's a good dad. We think every dad is an all-pro dad in our book, but we do know when we are collectively doing something for the good of our scholars and our community, we are more effective. So we do a lot of things as dads together to just build a relationship, and that kind of creates a fraternity environment. And so with that background, then we can then do more collectively and individually for our scholars on the campus. One of the things that we noticed when we started is that there wasn't much of a male figure presence on the campus. And so we sought to figure out ways to get dads on the campus. And one of the things that we figured out, and ladies, y'all might already know this, that if you feed a guy, he has a tendency to want to show up, right? So we figured out that if we can have a good, hot, solid breakfast for the dads and the scholars, the dads will come. When the dads come, then we can really talk to the dad, get some things conveyed to that dad of what we're doing. But more importantly, the most important is that scholar is so proud to have his or her dad on campus. Now, you may think this is just for the elementary schools. No, we do this up through the high school level. So we've had breakfast with our seniors, different variety, different flavor, but certainly that's been one of our mainstays. And one of the reasons for our growth, we started in 2014 with 4 dads, and we have now over 2,300 dads. I sent an email out Sunday night to 2,300 dads. So we have a large group of dads, not all active, of course, but have at some point in time come through our space, and we've been able to make contact and hopefully made that relationship better. But since we're in the pandemic age, right now pickup and drop-offs are our main presence on the campus, so those are still ongoing. Fantastic experience to have dads and anyone to greet the kids in the morning, greet the high schoolers in the morning, help with traffic, and we do all of those things today. But more importantly, we want to stand up and be a leader in our community. We believe that this is really what our aim is to be leaders in our community wherever we can, supporting wherever we can, and helping wherever we can. That's kind of our mission. So next screen. So how do you join? Dad, you may be asking first. The QR code there you see on the right, just if you can scan that, or if you're on your phone, it might be a little difficult, but if you can scan that, it'll bring you to a login where you just fill in your information or fill in the information you see there on your screen. Name, phone number, email address, name of the campus that your scholar attends, if it's multiple. That's how we track
we don't track the kids, we track the dads through the kids' grade progression. So if your kid is a 5th grader at Waterford Oaks, and next year they're going to be a 6th grader at Bessie Coleman, that's how we keep in contact with you and tell you what's going on those campuses. So that information is important. Then once you've done that, we say to purchase, first of all, kind of be recognized as an all-pro dad. We have lots of shirts, t-shirts, hats, jackets, masks, and I wanted to show this one if I may. We just got these in last night. So this right here is one of 2 all-pro dad masks. We have a white one just like it. These are awesome. That's the only thing I can say. They're awesome. I would put it on, but these are awesome. $5, and we've that's one of the ways that we support ourselves is through our merchandise. T-shirts and whatnot, hats, jackets, masks are very, very high quality, and you'll see a lot of dads with the T-shirts. You can only get those from an all-pro dad, so we know that we've signed you up personally. Get registered with Volley to go inside the classrooms. Now, if we were in a non-pandemic age, you would not need a Volley to go and have breakfast with your child at one of our breakfasts. But if you want to do things like read with the kids, go on field trips with the kids, then you need the Volley. I believe you can open the car doors without a Volley, but I'm not 100% sure. It used to be like that. But regardless, get the Volley so you can do more on your campus. And then let us know whenever and wherever you can be on a campus to do car lines, greetings. We met with Principal Whitaker last week on some things that are going there that she needed our help on. So we have 5 or 6 guys there that are rotating on that high school campus now that we have all of the high schoolers there. So it's a lot of traffic. We want to make sure that our scholars are safe. So we do traffic patrol. We greet the kids. We're at the football games. So you'll see us pretty much everywhere. We do a lot. We can always use more dads with us. And then lastly, just stay involved with All Pro Dads. There's many ways to stay involved. You may know someone who's an All Pro Dad. We are the largest of this type group in the nation. We're nationally recognized. We have really set a precedent that other All Pro Dad campuses around the country have tried to model. We're just unique. And one of the reasons that we're so unique is because of this panel, the coordination and cooperation that we all have with our communities. And we are a product of that. We without the folks on this call, for instance, we're nothing. So you can be a part of that, part of us, a part of the overall Cedar Hill, the Cedar Hill culture, if you will. And we have a place for you in All Pro Dads. And our motto kind of says it all: building relationships that inspire academic excellence, character, and success in our students, families, and community. So thank you very much. And once again, thank you, Alicia, for allowing me to be on tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mays, for being a part of tonight. We're getting a lot of kudos for the PTA, All Pro Dads, everybody. So that is a wonderful thing. But last but certainly not least, we have Ms. Latoya Boulware, who is going to talk to you about the Cedar Hill Action Team, or CHAT, and what services they provide.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful forum tonight, Ms. Davis. Who is Cedar Hill Action Team? Cedar Hill Action Team is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides youth educational and enrichment programs to our culturally diverse scholars of all ages in Cedar Hill and neighboring communities by building relationships with families and community partners. We have had a memorandum of understanding with ISD since 2012 and have been a very happy to serve partner of theirs. CHAT's mission is to create young leaders through mentorship and service to our community. CHAT is committed to providing for the needs of the scholars that we serve. To accomplish this, we try to develop high-quality youth educational programs, which include life coping skills, health and wellness, college and career development, tutoring, and community outreach efforts. Our programs are high impact, and are performance and improvement driven. Chat's Community Closet. We started out our partnership with ISD based off of our Teachers Closet. We have now revamped that where we're able to offer services not only to our teachers, but also our scholars. So we have our QR codes listed there. So if you want to get supplies for the teachers, you can click on that QR code and that would take you directly to our request form for teachers. We also have the QR code for parents to request supplies for their scholars. So our closet is only available to CHISD teachers and scholars. We do also offer gently used and new uniforms, and that is available upon request. For more information regarding those programs, you can email myself at cpo@cedarhillactionteam.org, and I will put that information in the chat box. We have a new revamped program that is at Cedar Hill Recreation Center. It is called the Chat Youth Empowerment Program. We launched this program on October 5th. It is located at Cedar Hill Recreation Center, which is 310 East Parkerville Road in Cedar Hill. The dates for this program, it's Tuesday and Thursdays. It is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and we are currently servicing youth ages 11 to 17. This is a free after-school program. We do offer tutoring through our partner Tag Team Tutoring. We do focus on the social emotional learning skills, as a lot of the panelists have been speaking of tonight, very important. We go over health and wellness. We discuss social media etiquette. What's TMI? We discuss etiquette, just etiquette in general. How we're supposed to, young ladies are supposed to act, and young men. What dinner fork to use. So all of that is part of our etiquette portion. College readiness and rigor. We go over that. We also will be taking college road trips. These scholars need to understand the school choices and make sure that those are the choices schools that they want to attend by going to these different field trips. They'll be able to see if this is the school of their choice and a school that they really want to go to, and make sure they're putting in that scholarship money in the right schools. Financial literacy. We have a lot of different programs that we're providing. We also do summer camps and spring break camps at Cedar Hill Rec Center. So we have worked with the new program, Communities and Service, and providing uniforms for some of their Title I students. So we have a lot to offer for our scholars for Cedar Hill, and like I said, the surrounding community. So I won't take up a lot of your time, but for more information on our programs, you can reach me, myself. My name is Latoya Bower. I am the Chief Program Officer for Cedar Hill Action Team at 214-962-4993 or cpo@cedarhillactionteam.org. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Bower, and I did put your email in the chat as you suggested. Okay, so it is time. Thank you, Ms. McFall, for answering some of the questions in the chat. We did send out a thought exchange in preparation for this meeting, this presentation, and we are going to do that Q&A first, and then we will take some of the questions that are here live tonight. Okay, so we are over an hour, by the way. So we are going to answer as many questions as we can. A lot of the questions submitted were repetitive and they were the same. So we are just going to ask the questions just once, okay? All right. So I'm going to ask, what are we doing to counter the mental stress the excessive testing causes? Maybe Dr. Jackson?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was trying to unmute. So I don't know that this is specific to just testing, but we do screen our kids throughout the school year, and our counselors are pretty aware of what our campus needs are because they run frequent needs assessments and they consult with our teachers. So when we do have a scholar that is experiencing stress and anxiety, we do reach out and contact parents to let them know that we've screened them for either individual services or for small group services. And then we do offer them the additional resources that are available through our community partners. So if you have not been contacted, but you feel like your scholar is exhibiting signs of stress, anxiety, depression, any of the mental health conditions that you think we need to address, just use the request for counseling form and let your counselor know. You can reach out to me at any time if you want to talk about some of the additional resources that are available. But if you want to start with your school counselor as the first line of defense, then you can use that form.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. This next question says, what about offering tutoring for our scholars? Now, I know that Ms. Boulware addressed the fact that they are offering tutoring for during their chat youth empowerment program, but perhaps Ms. Davis might be able to touch on that question by giving us some feedback, because you are at a campus, so maybe you can tell us what your campus is doing.
Yes, absolutely. So I know that one thing that the campuses have started is what they call extended school day. And because of House Bill 4545, our scholars who either did not pass STAR last year or did not take STAR last year are required to do 30 hours of accelerated instruction. And so one of the ways that our district is addressing that is by providing after school like tutoring for those scholars that did not pass STAR or did not take STAR last school year. I will say, as far as just extra tutoring, maybe for scholars who did pass but they need assistance, or if they need extra assistance in specific subject areas, I would definitely reach out to the teacher and the campus to find out what they have available or what could be worked out for them.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. Okay, so this question says, are there any programs for scholars who may need anger management? Maybe Ms. Henderson might know.
Yes, thank you. We talked about the counselors being available and how they're completely in tune with what's happening with the students. That is always available. You can always request that your student visit a counselor. There are forms on the website that you can complete that would get the attention of the counselor, and the counselor will be able to service the child. But also we have strategies, skills that we are providing for our teachers as well as our adults and staff that are in the district that will allow teachers to be able to provide a climate in their classroom that will be able to meet the needs of those students. They can provide that service as a whole group for the class. They can provide those activities as a small group, as well as an individual one-on-one. We have hundreds of skills and resources available to those teachers through Panorama.
Thank you very much. I will answer this question. It says, will there be, or even Ms. Davis, well, we're both Ms. Davis, right? Will there be any specific, anything specific for families with kids with special needs? There are always programs for parent sessions for general ed, but nothing specific to those students. We are planning another parent university for our special education scholars that will include our special education district staff. Each year we do at least one digital parent university, so we absolutely get information out about the 504 process, skills, all of that, the ARD process. We certainly will be doing a digital parent university geared towards that, and that is not on the calendar yet, but maybe it'll be the one that we do in December, maybe February. But if you have any specific questions about that, you can always reach out to the department itself, or if you want to reach out to me, I always say you can email me at FACE, F-A-C-E, at CHISD.net. So if you have questions and if I can answer them for you prior to a digital parent university, I'll absolutely do that. Let's see. This question states, how can we see what our kids are doing in class since they're not allowed in the building? Who wants to take that? I'm thinking they want to see what the kids are doing. Because of course you can look at your Skyward Family Access account, you can look at Schoology, but if it's a behavioral thing, maybe contacting your teachers, contacting your campus to see exactly what might be going on in the class. If there's something specific that you're wanting to see evidence of, I believe perhaps contacting your scholar's teacher directly might be a good option in order for you to know what their behaviors are in class. Does that work?
I think that's good.
Okay. All right. So then we have another one regarding this is regarding homework. I guess some campuses are not giving as much homework. And I think this parent feels like that sometimes when a scholar is working on their homework, that's an opportunity for that parent to be engaged with the scholar and in order to actually support the scholar. So I'm not 100% sure what each campus's homework policy is, but if you do have questions about that, again, I would reach out to the campus to find out what the homework policy is for that teacher's class. Each teacher might have a different policy, and I know many scholars do have homework where the parent or guardian is assisting them and supporting them by working with that scholar to do those homework assignments. But it sounds like you might be at a campus that there isn't a lot of homework. If that is the case, I would certainly reach out to that campus just to see, is that really supposed to be the case? Or if there's something you want to be more engaged in at home, I think Ms. Williams might have some ideas, or it was maybe Ms. Taylor that stated they might have some ideas about what to do at home for parents to be more engaged with their scholars when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if there's a concern that homework is a way to bring the family together to have some bonding time and just kind of talk about how the overall day went in the school, opposed to homework, there are other activities. And I'm sure along with the counseling staff and communities and schools, parent engagement support, we can help develop activities that you can do with your scholar at home to also promote the bonding process and just overall having that conversation about how their day was, and while also supporting their overall emotional health for that day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Taylor. This is the question that says, when will parents be allowed back in the building to volunteer/observe during the day? Dr. Whitaker, might you know?
Yes, currently, of course, due to the pandemic, that is not an option. However, the district takes information from the CDC, TEA, as well as the governor's office in making these decisions. So there's really not a timeline that we could put on that because things change daily. So I would suggest just stay tuned and stay in communication with the district as well as your campus principals.
Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. This question states, do our scholars have to carry laptops? Yes, they carry Chromebooks. They have the Chromebooks with them. That is how they do their homework, or maybe not so much. That's how they complete their assignments. That's how they log into Schoology. So they do have to carry their Chromebooks to class each day. And this is all scholars. What happens if kids are not in uniform, meaning they are not wearing their patch? Anybody have an answer for that? Dr. Jackson?
I'm sorry, you froze for just a moment.
Oh, I did? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. And
Did you hear my question?
I think it was the question regarding patches.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. I think you were freezing. So yes, patches are required at our collegiate campuses. However, they are not required at our other campuses. Students need to just be sure to adhere to the dress policy for uniforms, but they are required at both collegiate prep, collegiate academy, and high for grades 6 through 10.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Dr. Lewis, our principal from Collegiate Prep, he is stating that parents can join a Google Meets if they want to observe their classroom at Prep. In addition to, he's answering the question that they will provide them with a patch until their order comes in. So thank you, Dr. Lewis. Thank you, Dr. Lewis. Now, again, there were some other questions that were submitted late, or they were repetitive. So we will go ahead and answer some of the questions that were submitted via Facebook. Is there a parent-to-parent mediator for parents and scholars dealing with bullying? I'm going to address that to you, Dr. Whitaker, because one of the things on your slides had to do with bullying. Do you have any idea if this is something that the district offers, a parent-to-parent mediator for bullying?
Well, with the bullying process, it starts, of course, at the campus level. There's a multiple step process in which the assistant principal or principal conducts a thorough investigation. And during the investigation, a stay away agreement between the individuals are given, and the administrator communicates with the parent or guardian their findings after a thorough investigation is conducted. In the meantime, if an individual has some concerns, there are many outlets on the campuses in which a student can go to, not only any adult, but you have your counselors. Also, we have our restorative aides. We have communities and schools. Well, it's multiple individuals on the campus that can support with that. And if family feel that they're not getting the support they're needing, or the process is delayed, they can always reach out to me in my office.
Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. There's a question: for kids that are in special education, who do we go to for post-secondary help, the campus counselor or the SPED department? It is my understanding, and I was tuning into the board meeting last night to the special education presentation, that it is departmental. So there is a person, a dedicated person or staff persons in that department that can help you with those transition periods for after they graduate. But at the same time, there are there may be opportunities for the campus counselor to also provide you with resources. If for whatever reason and it looks like you have reached out to both the campus and the district, if you could do me a favor, if you are still watching, please email me at face@chisd.net, and I will get some clarity and personally respond to you. Okay. I definitely know that there are post-secondary options for our special education scholars.
May I chime in also?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to know if I can chime in also.
Yes, of course.
You were frozen for a second. If I interrupted, I apologize. Yes. So our program for college and career readiness is for all students. The special education component of that is what your student who may be served through special education would need specific to that scholar. However, all of our resources and materials and everything we present is geared to meet the needs of all of our scholars and their post readiness. So you can always, if I don't know what grade level your scholar is in, but everything that we offer is for all of our scholars. And then our special education department takes it a step further to ensure that they have their individualized needs. So again, when you get that information to Ms. Davis, we can look at that, and both of us can contact you regarding additional supports to ensure that your scholar has his post-secondary plan in place.
You know what I noticed? I'm not putting the question on the screen. I'm so sorry. It's I'm tired. Let's see. I don't think this is for this meeting. It says, I don't know if my question is in the correct meeting. When and how will my child be out of telepass test? I don't know. That's not, are we addressing this? Is this?
I would just recommend contacting your campus administrator or the person that's over the LPAC committee or telepass testing on campus.
Thank you very much, Ms. Davis. Okay, let's see. question. Who or how do we address issue campuses? So I will say we will likely not be able to get temperature check machines. I do know that each nurse's station does have the hands-free thermometers. In addition to, I don't know if the front office staff does, I'm not 100% sure, but I do know usually these types of things are handled with our health services department and your campus nurse. So if you do have questions, I will say that on November the 9th, we will have another digital parent university where we can address some of your concerns and some of your questions. So like I keep plugging, if you have very specific questions, well, actually, for that parent university, we will release a thought exchange. So please check your emails for the thought exchange that says submit your questions now for that thought exchange, so we can address and we can have professionals address your concerns when it comes to the coronavirus. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything regarding that. Is there supposed to be a Special Olympic football event on October 29th during the day? Will all pro dads be there? Oh, he's telling us there is a Special Olympic football event during the day on October 29th. He is inviting our all pro dads to attend.
Okay. I didn't know about it. I have to admit. I think we've had all pro dads at some of the Special Olympic events, but we'll see if we can get some dads there. Is there anything in particular that you might need from us so that maybe we could touch those dads who have that special interest at heart? I do know 29th is that a Friday?
That is a Friday, yes, sir.
It might be a little tough. Wait a minute. Because I know that's a game, isn't it? That's a game night, right?
It's a Friday. Yes, I'm thinking.
Yeah. It might be tough, but if you could send us some information, I'll look forward and I'll at least see if there are some dads out there. As I mentioned earlier, I send out an email to all of our dads to see to let them know what's going on if they can participate. I just missed this one, I guess, but thank you for the invite.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Mays. What if a student is having difficulty learning in class? What if a student is having difficulty learning in class? Does anyone have any tips that will be helpful to this parent or guardian?
I will speak to that. I think the basic protocol for not being satisfied with class culture, the first thing is to bring it to the attention of the actual teacher. And then the next step would be to speak with one of the administrators, either the assistant principal or the principal. And then from there, they will make the decision as to what needs to be done or what interventions or what course of actions should be taken. But it starts with that communication to the teacher. And if they've already done so, then move on to the administrators at that point, and they'll be able to facilitate the next steps.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson. At this time, I don't see any other questions being asked. So before someone asks another question, I better put my banner up, because when I put this up, everyone knows what time is it. It's time to go. Thank you so very, very much for your over an hour worth of your time spending with us this evening. I just want to pass it to anyone who might want to say any final words regarding your experience here tonight, or if there's anything else that you want to get out to our parents, our live audience who is watching now, or who will watch this on demand later. Anybody? Yes, Ms. Williams.
All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but our PTA are having Lake Ridge Elementary and Permenter will be having their family movie night on Friday. And also our Collegiate Academy and High will be hosting their first fall festival in Haunted Forest next Saturday, October 30th. So we would love for you guys to come on out and join us.
Thank you very much for that. Anything else anyone else wants to plug or share? Going once, go. Oh, we've got, look at this. Y'all did a great job. Look at that. Thank you. Look at that. Enjoyed the information. Good deal. People are still watching with us tonight. You hung in there with us this whole time. This is much longer than normal, but thank you. We appreciate you and hope you have a great evening. Thank you so much. Bye.